Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It is me, your girl Babs B, and this is Babs B TV. And today we are doing Loving Hip Hop Family Reunion Season 2, Episode 5. Don't remember the damn name, but we're gonna jump right into it. So Mimi finds out that Johnathan wants to leave the reunion, and so her and Sin is talking, and Sin just feels like at this point nobody is really here trying to fix anything. Everybody's just here screaming and yelling over everybody, and we're not getting any type of resolution. They go off to find Johnathan, and Johnathan just explains like once again the whole racist remark, and Erica spilling out like, "Oh, for don't remember we're too black for you," which I'm so confused about what Erica meant by that, because Erica, you're not black. You don't claim yourself as Afro Latina, so I'm not understanding why you felt the need to put your little 2 cents in there like that. But girl, save it. So Jonathan just re-explains to them like, "Hey, I never meant it in that way. Like, I'm just saying, like, I'm proud to be gay. I'm proud to be Puerto Rican, and it's a lot to say that because of the fact that his culture do not allow him to be his full gay self. And for Zell to sit there and say, 'Oh, you too gay for me,' and basically wanting him to tone down his gayness, and he was like, wouldn't you be mad if somebody told you, 'Hey, you're too black. You need to turn down your blackness,' in which black people have experience throughout their whole life. That's why we do a whole lot of code switching. We have our professional talk, how we talk to our people, and then how we talk to our counterparts, aka white people, and how we have to behave at jobs and everything. Like, we always have to determine that our blackness. So I understand where Jonathan was trying to come from, but he might have wanted to break it down a little bit more. And I think people forget all the time that Jonathan had a hard time with his coming out story because of the fact that his parents sent him to one of those camps, those anti-gay camps that supposed to like take the gayness out of you, and which is basically like a torture camp. So I can very understand when Jonathan is sitting here very upset about you telling him like, "Oh, you're too gay. You need to tone it back. This and that." Yeah, that hurts my feelings because it took a lot for me to be my true self, and I don't think everybody has a full understanding of that. Jonathan's like, "I just not feeling this, and I want to go home because I'm not gonna sit here and let people twist my words around." And saying lets it be known like, "Hey, if Jonathan leaves, I'm leaving." And Mimi could only respect that, and she was like, "Well, before you leave, I really think you should have that conversation with Erica and let her know like what she did using your words to villainize you was wrong." And Jonathan's just like, "I'm really over it, and I don't care to talk to anybody else here." The next day, we see Safaree and Jewels in the gym because Safaree wants to talk to Jewels about marriage. And I'm just thinking to myself, Cambella basically had to beg Jewels for over 10 years to marry her. They recently got married in like the past year or so, right before Jewels had to take that little jail stint. So I'm looking like, okay, that's not the best person I would think to go through too, but hey, we got some slim pickings out here when it comes to who's married, so I'm gonna let you have it. Then he starts talking about the whole thing with Erica making out with Amina at the sex charades party. And he was like, "Okay, well, shit, you feeling it, I'm feeling it. Telling me to come back up to the room." And Erica was not feeling it. And he was like, "Am I wrong for feeling like it's a double standard here?" And it's like, yeah, I mean, maybe your wife is not into the whole threesome thing, but I do understand you saying, "Hey, you sat here, you was kissing on this girl and everything else, so why can't we bring her back to the room and we both share her? Why is that a problem?" But I also feel like in y'all relationship right now, y'all don't need to be introducing no new people to y'all bedroom. Hell, y'all don't even need to even be introducing yourself to y'all bedroom. Y'all need to find out what the deeper root of the problem is, because when you're going through things in a relationship, but y'all are sexual beings and y'all have great sex with each other, it gets lost in translation because you just keep going back for the sex. You're really not solving anything. So that's what they need to work on. Mimi and Shekana is also talking right around the little go-kart around the little hotel resort. And Shekana is like, Erica needs to calm down. Like, you're a wife. You need to not be so sexual all the time. Like, you need to stop that. And Mimi's like, well, you know, that's their thing in their marriage. That's how they are. And she's like, no, it's not. Like, Safaree is not comfortable with the things that she is doing. And we do see times doing like the sex charade thing that Safaree was looking like, and like, okay, it's just a bit too much. So I can understand where Shekana is coming from, but you are in other people's business, Shekana, and you need to, you know, mind your own. What them people got going on in their relationship is their problem. Johnathan meets with Mimi, saying Booby, Rich, Hita, and Yo Yo. And he just wants to talk to them because he wants to make sure that the people that he has known for all these years understands that he's not a racist. And they was like, Johnathan, come on, we know you. We know you're not racist. Like, the thing was taken out of context. You don't have to sit here with us and try to convince us that you're not. We know you're not. And I don't think Johnathan's racist. I really do think that his words was taken out of context. And this is what they're doing to make him seem like the bad guy right now. And Johnathan, just let it go. Sam also starts to talk about the whole thing with Cisco and him not apologizing for the whole taking the record from her that she was dedicating to her brother. I want to say her brother committed suicide. Don't mark my words because I have not watched those episodes in so long, but I do want to say that that's the that's what the song was for. And it was just like, she's like, yeah, I'm thinking he wanting to apologize for that, but you're just talking to me wanting to see what me and Booby got going on, talk about Booby's running on his territory. So Booby looking crazy. Like, I just met Sin. I don't really know that much about Sin yet because we're still in like this talking beginning stage, getting to know each other to even fill this out. Like, I'm attracted, she's attractive. Of course, we're both attracted to each other, but I don't know her like that, and I didn't even know they had an issue or had anything going on beforehand. So if Cisco had a problem, why couldn't Cisco just come to me? Because he's a pussy, and he don't know how to use his words and talk like a adult. He all over the place. Cisco is annoying as hell, and he takes Creep Squad to a whole new level. Like, when they called each other the Creep Squad, they was saying, oh, because we be creeping on the girls, trying to get them. But Cisco was actually fucking creepy. So everyone headed to the beach, but Johnathan is in. So they're on the bus, and everybody's like, oh, well, where they at? And Erica gonna make a smart remark talking about probably by the pool crying. And so Shekana was like, well, you need to go get them and tell them to come on. Like, basically, you need to go apologize. And Erica's like, I'm not apologizing to nobody here. Only person she felt that she really needs to give a apology to is Cambella. Now, y'all remember back in the day when Cambella first met Erica, they got into this big scuffle that led to Love and Hip Hop actually needing security on set, because before then we didn't need security. But after like that fight, they was like, okay, now we need to invest. And it was all because of the whole old Cambella fucks for magazine spreads and everything else into getting these videos and just messing up Erica's money. So when she was like, the only person I owe apology to is Cambella. That's when Cambella gets up and was like, okay, well, let's go. So Erica does apologize. She's like, you know, I should never listen to what people were saying about you and what they were saying that you were saying about me. I should never did that. I should have came to you as a woman and asked you and actually got to know you instead of jumping to those conclusions, and it ended how it did. And Cambella accepts the apology, even though I would have felt like, girl, it's been how many years later? You didn't feel the need to apologize to me then. You gave me an apology back then, and it was a fake ass apology. Don't apologize to me now. Like, first of all, I'm not even fucking thinking about you. I'm over here with my man looking stuffed and fluffed, and I'm not trying to hear it. But she apologized. They got past it, and they both was like, yeah, because we both have daughters, and we have to set better examples. And I'm looking like, okay, Erica, you have a daughter, and you need to show your daughter that women can have great relationships with each other, but you don't find the need to apologize to Sin for the shit that you have done to Sin. It's beyond me. Get the fuck out of here with that. So Safaree is hosting the event today, and it's a little reggae day. He's giving us a little background on Jamaican history. Um, we're all vibing, eating good Jamaican food, and here comes Cisco rolling up with the solo cup. And at this point, Rich is fed up with Cisco. He was like, you caused a lot of drama last night. And so he smacks the cup out of Cisco's hand saying, listen, we're not drinking today. I know you. I know you did all that last night because you were feeling really saucy. That's what you do. So for the rest of the trip, like, you need to tone out on your drinking. And Cisco's like, yeah, I'm gonna make it right because how I came at her, it was wrong. But I'm looking like, Cisco, how many times are you gonna say that? You're not coming to her correctly about what you need to come to her correctly for. You're coming to her about something that will never happen. Cisco, your skin is not black enough for sin. Boom, I said it. She like black men. You a little too pale. You're just a little too pale. You're gonna have to get in the sun, sit out here for a little longer, sin like black men. Period. So while we all sitting at the beach, Erica and Shekana is going at it. And Shekana confronts Erica about last night. And she was like, you're just doing too much. You're a little too aggressive sexually, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And everybody's just looking like, Shekana, please shut the fuck up. We was at a sex charade party. We all know that Erica's over the top. Brooke said it best. Shekana needs some D. That's what Shekana need. She need a man. She need to get dick down real good, and that's what the problem is. I don't know what's wrong with Shekana. I don't know what done happened to Shekana in her past life that she just like is so over sex. Like I'm a sexual person, but I'm not somebody who always like, ooh, I gotta have it. But I'm also not a prune. Like, girl, let these people live. So Shekana is talking about her healing party that she's going to have tonight, and she wants everybody to come. And Erica was like, you need to heal yourself first. And so Shekana was like, you the Wicked Witch of New York. So that's when Erica goes over, jumps on top of Shekana and starts dry humping her. And Shekana was like, I want you to know, girl, I don't like women. So you need to calm all that down and get that spirit out of you. And I was like, Shekana is too damn much for TV. Like, girl, what the hell? So we end off the little reggae day. Safaree is like flying kites because it was something that represented his culture that had to do with the Jesus rising on the third day. So that's why they fly the kites. And then he did a nice little performance. It was good, Safaree did the Jamaican thing, so we had a good time. We all headed back to the hotel, and as we're all walking up to the hotel, who other than Stevie J is sitting in the pool waiting for the group to arrive. And everybody's very excited. Stevie and Mimi, they, seem to have made up from the years, and he's just explaining like, hey, I have a lot going on at home, which we all know. He filed for a divorce from Faith Evans, which we all thought when that relationship even happened, we was all looking cockeyed and crazy when it first came out, but they are getting a divorce. And he just tells Mimi, like, hey, I need to apologize to you, and I want to do it in front of everybody because I humiliated you in front of everybody. And that's like, you damn sure did, because if y'all don't remember, Stevie J, when we first met Stevie J and Mimi was together, and Stevie J was having a side relationship with Jocelyn, who was his artist at the time. And we still to this day is very unsure on who was actually supposed to be the side bitch and who was the main bitch, because on paper it said Mimi was the main bitch, but in reality it looked more like Jocelyn was the main chick and Mimi, you was the side girl, because he seems to be doing so much more for Jocelyn at that time. So he apologized to her, and then he also, extends a warm welcome to Erica. Y'all remember they got into it on one of the seasons of Love and Hip Hop, one of the reunions. They got into it real bad, and it was all linked to the fact that Stevie J asked one of the producers, Sean Garrett, asked him, can Erica even sing? And ever since then, they seem to have a problem. But he was like, that's in the past, and they kind of like brushed it off. Johnathan decides that he was going to stay at the reunion because he feels like he has unfinished business. I'm co-hosting the reunion. I need my check. So I'm going to just stay. Because I'm like, you saying, oh, Safaree here. Not Safaree, but Stevie J is here. And I want to hang with Stevie J is beyond me. Do you and Stevie J really hang with each other? No. You're not here for Stevie J. You're here for a check. And it's perfectly fine because I will be there for my check too. Zell and Bobby is off to the side, and Bobby sees Johnathan, and he's like, "Hey Zell, are you gonna say something?" And Zell was like, "No, I don't feel like talking to Johnathan. Johnathan always have a sad story. Every time you got a story, he got a story. Either it's a better story or a sadder story, and I don't feel like that today." And I can understand where Zell is coming from. I don't like nobody like that either. Every time I say something, you will Mr. Me Too, or you got a story or something, I don't feel like hearing that shit. And sometimes Johnathan do come off a little whiny, so let them have a little more time in between each other before they see each other again and talk up this whole conversation, and then we'll deal with it. Okay. So we all at this forgiveness party that Shekana is having, and Shekana decides that she wants to apologize to everybody at the reunion that she felt like she has said something crazy to or thought something crazy about that person. So you apologize to Peter because you was like, it was not right of her to go up to him and start all that about him and his baby mama wife situation that him, Tori, and Anita have had over the years on Love and Hip Hop New York. He forgives her. Then she goes and says sorry to Safaree for talking behind his back while he was not here, because she was like, Erica has to set up her own problems, and that was wrong for me to pick a side right then and there. Then she apologizes to Cisco for thinking bad things about Cisco that Cisco didn't even know that she was thinking about. And it was all stemmed from the Sin thing. And so Cisco tries to like downplay that whole Sin situation. And Sin doesn't like that because she feels like you're trying to make her out to be a liar. So the next person who decides to apologize is Zell. Zell apologizes to Mimi because apparently Zell was Mimi's stylist before we knew who Zell was. So Zell was styling Mimi, and then he started to get a name for himself, and he started to style a bunch of girls in Hollywood. I guess Mimi didn't like this, or so it seemed, because she posted a picture of one of the girls that Zell had been styling. It left a shady remark about the picture. Zell took it to a whole nother level and went off on Mimi very disrespectfully, and their relationship has been kind of torn from there. So he apologized to her, and he let her know, like, hey, you're the reason I'm even sitting here to this day, because if it wasn't for you putting me on, who know where I would be. So I was glad they got that resolved, because that was a story that, is actually real. That's something that we should really be apologizing. Not that stupid bullshit that Shekana just did. Then we have Sin, who gets up and she wants to apologize to the group for having such a big outburst yesterday, because she was like, I was just hurt, and the story's a lot deeper than what y'all think. And she's trying to dwell into what her problem is. And here comes Erica walking up late as fuck to the party. So Shekana gets an attitude and was like, no, you don't need to be here. You're over an hour late to my event. Like, no. And she's like, oh, I was tired. I got a newborn baby. But the baby ain't here. Or is it? Because if I check, you ain't came with no baby in tow. So what do your newborn baby got to do with you showing up late to this? You didn't show up late to none of the other things, so why show up late to this one? Oh, all of a sudden, now your ass so goddamn tired. So this interrupts Sam from really getting off her chest what her problem was. And now everybody's looking like, okay, Erica, you're sitting here, you're being rude, you're like, oh, I got a baby, I'm so tired, this and that. And so Sam's like, I'm good, I'm done. And everybody's like, we didn't even get to have her breakthrough right now because of you, Erica. So Shekana decides that she wants everybody to write on a piece of paper something that they want manifested into their life. Now, and then she wants them to burn it. And it was a different take, because usually when we see this, what you call it, little strategy, or, whatever you want to call it, happens, we usually put something in our past that has hurt us that we want to get past. Well, she said we can't change the past, which is true. We have to move on. So let's manifest something into our future that we really want. Everybody went around and they started throwing things into the fire to that they will want to have manifested. And Shekana just wants Sin and Erica, even if y'all not gonna be friends, she do want them to at least be able to get past this whole situation. But of course, Erica's not trying to hear it because Erica feels, why am I apologizing to her? I did not make that page. It's a fake page. I didn't do it. This is all a lie. And I'm looking like, Erica, stop lying. If the page is not yours and the page is fake, why was those evil comments linked to you? Why is it linked to your new baby page? Who did that? Some hacker decided, oh, you made a baby page, now I'm going to link all the nasty comments that you have said about Sin over the years under this troll page to your baby page. Make it make sense, Erica. Stop lying. You're always talking about something. You're a real ass bitch. Be a real ass bitch about the fact that you were being a nasty ass bitch, trolling Sin for X amount of years, took that page and converted it into your new baby's Instagram page. How hard is that? And Shekana was like, if something was to happen to her, you wouldn't want that to happen. If something was to happen to Erica, saying you wouldn't want that to happen. But both of them is, at this point, it's just like, it is what it is. And Shekana, let it go. Because I'm also like that, like, hey, if I don't like you, I just don't like you. And it's really hard for me to get past when I feel like people have done me wrong. It's hard for me to get past it. So let them ladies live their damn life. It's just not meant for them to be cool with each other. Well, that's all that happened on the episode. It was filled with a lot, but also filled with a lot of nothing. But until next time, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you later. Bye.